It's very easy to have issues with Nico Harrison right now. The trade speaks for itself. You ripped out the heart and soul of so many Mavericks fans all over the DFW and the country, right? Not only that, but now you refuse to keep a low profile. On Sunday's game, the Mavs were playing, I'm pretty sure they had a home game, and it was on ABC, so it's a national game. And there he is decked out. I swear I think he was wearing like a pink suit, okay? But it was very easy to find him. Rob Pelinka was also in the building, so he's glad-handing the guy that he made the trade with. And Rob Pelinka was back in the building. Oh, no, it was actually a road game because the game was at Golden State. Rob Pelinka was there because he was Andre Iguodala's agent. And Nico was there because the Mavs were playing Golden State. And I guess now he feels it's his duty to travel everywhere with the team. I don't know if he did that before. Having worked in sports and for professional teams, it is not altogether that commonplace that the general manager goes on every trip with you. Maybe he feels like it's his rite of passage now because he made this trade, or because maybe he's doing it for the right reasons, because he wants to be out there in front of all this stuff as it goes down. But the optics are no good. I mean, again, last night he's wearing another like vibrant suit where you can't miss him, and he's staring down Luka in warm-ups. It's like, dude, just chill for a little bit. I'm not saying like, I get it, it's a basketball decision, and there's so much that we don't know. But what I do know is a lot of Mavericks fans are hurting right now. And a lot of Mavericks fans are not feeling great about this organization and the decision that you made to trade one of the best players possibly in the history of the franchise, probably would have been without question, to one of the best teams in your conference that is now going to compete for an NBA title. They are now 7-2 since you made this boneheaded move to ship him to the best team in probably all of basketball when you encompass like a global, when you put your arms around the sport globally. Nobody is more feared or has more history than the Lakers or the Celtics. Well, you traded them to the Lakers because they're in your conference. It's so easy for me to get wound up about this and to go kind of fan on it because I don't know that the whole like, and this is my heart and soul talking more so than my head, but the whole him being out there and just looking arrogant and showing us his incompetence, it's very easy to get further out on the Mavs. And they may not make the playoffs this year. Now they're like, I think, a game and a half. Like, if they were to drop another 2 games, they'll be out of the play-in game situation. And maybe that's where they should go right now, because maybe we'd all be better off if we can just get Nico Harrison and the Mavericks organization like on ice for a whole summer, and maybe they can do some kind of reboot, because from a PR perspective, this is atrocious. And I'll take it now back to Luka. Sometimes God does for you what you can't do for yourself, bro. And what I mean by that is like, Luka, like, congratulations. This organization, the Mavericks, I mean, it goes back to the Maya Angelou quote. When people show you who they are, believe them. Your organization that you loved and played for, and if this doesn't make your uprooting out of an area and a fan base that you had grown to love and literally had grown up with over the past 5 years or so, it doesn't make that any easier. But your future is much brighter. The Los Angeles Lakers, for all the pomp and circumstance, the Buss family, now Jeannie runs the team, they have taken very good care of their stars, right? Historically. I mean, giving Magic Johnson a lifetime contract for $1 million a year, back when that was totally unheard of, that was the start of, okay, that was Dr. Jerry Buss and his first real big pick himself. Magic was a part of the Laker family. And right, wrong, or indifferent, he was a guy who they put all their investment in. Obviously right, not wrong. I mean, the Lakers dynasty was built around Magic and Kareem and those guys. Okay, you go forward. How about Kobe, right? The Lakers gave Kobe an amazing contract for him when it probably didn't behoove the rest of the organization. But it was out of extreme loyalty to Kobe Bryant, really, that they did that. They didn't want him going anywhere else. You look at LeBron. They drafted Bronny. That was like a wink and a hey, we got you, LeBron, to their superstars. So I can say this to Luka Doncic, like if I was ever talking to him man to man, like, dude, this is going to, long term, this is the best case scenario you have ever had, right? I mean, this is really a great opportunity for you. So congratulations, dude. Like, you're going to be better off now having been traded to this organization than you would have been playing for the Mavericks. You took the Mavericks to the NBA Finals last year, and they traded you for a bag of friggin' potato chips, dude. I mean, Anthony Davis is a great player, but he's always hurt, and he's 6 years older than Luka. The trade makes zero sense. And to see last night in front of all of our eyes, having it played out, if you're a Mavericks fan, last night was like being a single guy who was on Instagram looking at, and this is honestly like, you're on Instagram and you're looking at your ex-girlfriend living her best life, right? Except for this isn't even Instagram, because Luka doesn't curate the national basketball coverage, right? He doesn't work for TNT. This is actually reality. Instagram's BS. This is worse. This is if your ex-girlfriend, which none of us can relate to, were to have a documentary on her life where everything was sunshines and unicorns and rainbows, right? A documentary that she didn't produce, right? Like, this is literally, we're getting not only the 30,000 foot view some days, but like last night, we're getting it right up close and personal. Like, this is what is playing out before your eyes. And here's even worse. You've given this guy, Luka, like a bug up his ass, and he's going to play his ass off now. Like, and he is never going to let Mavericks fans forget about this trade. So honestly, for Luka, it's only going to get better. For Mavs fans, it's only going to get worse. So if I were you, I would do what Scotty did. By the way, a much lauded move by our good friend Scotty Swingler, pledging his allegiance to the Lakers, dropping all ties with the Dallas Mavericks. By the way, that video we did with Scotty got about 7,000 views. People were obsessed with Scotty. Who doesn't love Scotty? But look, go put that picture back up, Scotty. That's last night. That's the suit that this dude wore. Okay, sitting right down in the first level, totally visible, ice grilling the guy he traded. What are you doing? Like, seriously. Like, I am so done with this guy because, again, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was way closer to that situation than I'll ever be. And there's more around it that I don't know. I understand that. But what I do know is the optics are awful, and there are people involved in this that paid a lot of money to support the Mavs, paid a lot of money to support Luka Doncic, and you have stuck it right where the sun didn't shine. All those people. Clearly, you weren't thinking about them when you made that decision. And, you know, you're not always supposed to. But, boy, this looks really bad. And last night was a reminder of how bad it is. Speaking of bad, Cam Stewart's going to join us next. We're going to talk about Baylor basketball. They hit bottom against Colorado. That was a game that I had a chance to call. And they only dug deeper last night on the road at Cincinnati. Now we're getting questions of whether this team will make the NCAA tournament. I still believe they will, but Cam is the host of Locked On Baylor. I'm curious as to what he is telling Baylor Nation, and also nobody better to discuss, the sadness around Baylor and JJ Joe. So Cam Stewart coming up, the Pete Souza Show, presented by Slovacek's, D1 Dallas, of course, Crawford Austin Properties and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers. If you see me on TV on the Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers commercial, that is not acting, that is real. I got into a car accident. I was up a creek without a paddle, and Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers made me whole. Don't forget that. The Pete Souza Show, live from Tucson, Arizona, continues after this.